Warning. This podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. But if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
You have been warned. Welcome back to Cast of the Pod, everybody. The podcast where we have a discussion, a conversation about a certain movie. If it's something we've seen before, we bring up the nostalgia about it. If it's something brand new, we just talk about it, you know. So back in studio today, back in our house, his studio, our studio. Sir, you go first. Who do we got?
Cobweb in the house.
And then with me,
it's Deb.
She's hiding behind in the chair. Yeah. You got to find your cord for your camera, Deborah.
It's going to be one of them nights.
She's already starting.
It's always one of those nights.
Man. And I'm Josh. So today we're talking about what year did this movie come out in?
1990s?
90.
Like 90, just flat 90? Yeah, 1990.
Oh. Lucky
Wow. How old was I in 90? 15? 15.
So we're 15.
Wow.
Man, that was back in the day. I don't even remember 15. I don't even remember most of my 30s. Well, we won't go there.
That's a long time ago.
So the movie we're talking about is Death by Temptation. That's DEF by Temptation. Now, I had never seen this movie before. Deborah, had you ever seen it?
No.
Cobweb, you brought this movie up. Had you seen this movie back in the 90s?
No, I did not.
When's the first time you saw it?
When the night after I called you and told you need to watch this movie. Shit. That joke, man. I was at I was just on Shudder. We don't give them too much props because they ain't giving us no money.
Yeah.
And
they give us a free account.
Yeah, they had like their free. Yeah, they need to do that. They need to do that.
Yep.
They gave us like a free. Like they have like these Shudder. What they say, like streaming movies all the time. Mm. They just have their TV shows or random movies on, and this was one of them.
Oh wow!
You know, and I just looked and said, "Wait, that's Kadeem Hardison." I was like, "What the hell are they doing in that goddamn bar?"
Oh, that's when he started it.
Yeah.
So did you catch up on the part that you missed?
No, I started it over.
Oh, okay.
I started it over right there. They had me stuck with that. When I saw that bar scene, I said, "Oh shit, let me get the hell up. Let me see what the hell this is about."
Right now it's towards the end of August 2022 when we're recording this. If you want to watch this movie, you can find it on Shudder. They ain't paying us no money about it. You can watch it free on Peacock or on Tubi, T-U-B-I, the Tubi app. You can watch it there also. Got some commercials, but yeah, there's options to see this. This movie stars James Bond III and why does it say, I'm reading the list of it. It says directed by James Bond III as Bond. You know, he's not Bond.
Right.
So it stars James Bond III, Kadeem Hardison, Samuel Jackson, and Bill Nunn. And the movie also takes place in the same year that it was filmed, New York City, 1990. Now there was a whole bunch of stuff on IMDb. I should have brought that up. That this was filmed in Lawrence Fishburne's house.
Yep.
Man.
He said it was filmed in New York, also in Lawrence Fishburne's house.
Was he going about Lawrence then, or was he going about Larry?
No, here's the thing though. Did he still have that curl going on with the cowboy hat from Pee-wee's Playhouse? Man, I loved Pee-wee's Playhouse and Lawrence Fishburne.
You like Pee-wee's Playhouse? Really?
Back in the day.
I still love Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Now
I couldn't. It was too much. It was too much Pee Wee Herman. I could only deal with a small amounts of Pee Wee Herman at the time, but you hit that whole Pee Wee whole Playhouse. I just like, this is just madness.
that was the point. That was the point of the whole
it's
thing.
Pure buffoonery. That's all it is. Pure buffoonery.
But I
Set the magic word.
I remember Cowboy Curtis. I remember Cowboy Curtis.
Buffoonery?
Yeah, today's magic word is buffoonery.
Yes.
I don't see that sneaking out on accident.
Hit the horn.
Do we have a horn on here? That's not
The horn.
There's a growl. You get the tape delay. But I never realized that he was Cowboy Curtis, and then it was like on MySpace or something like that back in the day.
It was like, how old were you when you realized that Cowboy Curtis
Was Morpheus. It was like, what?
I was right now years old.
Wait. I'm gonna be honest with you. Today.
For real?
For real. I told you, I seen the show like when it first came out, like when I was a kid, like a couple times, and I ain't never paid no attention to the joint. You know what I mean?
So right now, when I brought up his curl and his cowboy hat, you didn't know I was saying that
I
Lawrence
was
Fishburne?
I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Come on. And I'm just going along with this shit. You know, it's like trying to make them off.
Hold on. This is not good for a audio podcast, but I'm gonna.
I was wondering because you had the look on your face like, okay.
Right. That's a cowboy
like
bob.
the cowboy hat.
I appreciate that. So take a look at this. I'm gonna move this over on your camera.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh shit. Look at this fool right here. Bring that picture. Wait a God.
I'm bringing it back.
Oh my God. That's Lawrence Fishburne. Yes, it is. Next to Pee-wee.
Look at that face right there in the corner. Where's the corner?
Is that like Pinky wearing?
Oops! I brought up the clip. I almost got us sued right there.
No, we don't need that. We don't need that because you know what? As much as I'm about to roast his ass today, we might. Talking about, now that's some straight buffoonery.
Okay, here we go back. For those of y'all on the audio podcast, just type in Cowboy Curtis, Lawrence Fishburne. If you didn't know that Cowboy Curtis was played by Lawrence Fishburne.
If you were today years old.
That's why you know what? That's why he wasn't at home while they filmed this movie at his crib. He was out there.
Because he was at Pee Wee's Playhouse.
They said, hey, he at Pee Wee's crib. He ain't home. Let's go film this movie at his house.
Oh my goodness.
Because the whole thing was filmed at his crib, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the whole movie.
He had the bar. He had the bar in his house.
It wasn't a real bar. Remember, it didn't have like walls. At times, it was just like black.
Yeah, it was a set. Yeah,
it was a set. So yeah, he probably filmed that in his basement.
It was probably just like a counter, right? Like how
it could have been because I was watching it upstairs right beforehand, right, just over some scenes, and I was looking at the bar, and those glasses they was drinking out weren't bar glasses. Okay, the glass that old dude was drinking out of just looked like something up in your cabinet. You know, it wasn't a beer mug or a glass that you would get or a pint at a bar.
Well, when I was younger, my parents had right there when you walk into the house and in the corner. They had a little bar area where it had a counter, and then behind the bar it had like mirrors and stuff, and they had their drinks and stuff. So it could have been something like that. Okay.
Okay.
Man.
So the house where the film was shot was owned by Lawrence Fishburne, who was married to the producer Hannah Moss. So, and then also Samuel Jackson and Bill Nunn both graduated from Morehouse College. And Kadeem, Samuel Jackson, and Bill Nunn, 2 years before, all were in School Days.
That's right.
So it's showing the connection of how everybody got together to make this movie. So let me explain a couple of things on here that I'm reading right here. The movie was directed by James Bond III. It was written by James Bond III. It was produced by James Bond III. It was starring James Bond III. And did you know this? The succubus, the temptress, Temptation herself,
Yes.
was his wife, Cynthia Bond.
Wait,
Yep.
Yep.
that was his real wife?
His
That was
real
his
wife.
real wife.
That's why you didn't see no titties.
Whoa.
That's why there were no bare breasts in the movie. There was some guy's junk in the
Quite
movie.
a few guys jumped.
Yes. Yes.
There were some guys jumped. And
Yep.
there was so much to dive into this thing, man. This succubus right here. You know, that was her first movie as well.
I think this was also James Bond's last.
Yes. And this was her big breakout. This is her first major movie that she ever did. She's actually a writer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Did not know that.
Yeah. I think she was like on Oprah's book club or something like that.
Oh, you gotta like read? Oh, no.
Yeah, you ain't got time for that shit. That shit is going on.
We need an
It's
audiobook,
just too
some
much.
Audible. Speaking of which, you can find us on Audible, Amazon's podcast network thing also, Cast of the Pod. We didn't even go into that. All the social medias. And I mean, if
You
somebody's...
just dive right into this junk like you going crazy. You
Well,
know, you
good-
didn't ask me how my day went. You know,
With all
jeez.
this buffoonery.
Yeah, I thought it was buffoonery.
Damn it, Deb.
Oh man. Wait, before we go any farther, I got to give a
Yes.
big shout out to my OKC people. You know, our pod people out in Oklahoma. I know there's a lot of you guys out there listening to us, and I just want to say you guys are awesome. You guys can just keep being Oklahomans, and we'll meet again.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, we're really big out in Oklahoma.
I got a couple people out in Oklahoma, and I found out a few years ago, nearly broke my heart, but I found out that my father was born in Oklahoma, not in Texas.
Does that make a difference?
Yeah.
What kind of buffoonery is that?
Man.
What does that make you not like a full bred Texan or something like that? That
No,
like
I'm a
breaks the
first
lineage?
generation, born and
First
bred.
generation?
On one side.
Oh my goodness.
Other,
Okay.
other side, at least second generation.
Ugh. Jeez, this show right here today.
Well, no, I jumped into it. I didn't get into the point, the fact that our social medias accounts, as I look for it over here, your Cobweb 411, Cast of the, I'm waiting for it to scroll on the bottom of the screen. Cast of the Pod. All the social medias for Cast of the Pod is Cast of the Pod. I'm Old Married Gamer. Deb, what's yours?
Deb, Mrs. OMG.
So DEBMRSOMG.
I had to think about it.
It's complicated. She
That's a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
I can only
Yeah, it
do
is.
so much thinking in a day.
So the reason that I rushed into this was because you brought this up a while back, and I tried to watch it, and it was after a long day, and like I was already medicated, and took my medicine for the evening and everything, and I passed out, and I felt bad that we hadn't got to it.
Oh,
I got to it.
It's been a couple. Yeah, Deb watched the whole.
I
movie.
watched it that night. He fell
because
asleep.
Dad knew that junk was the shit.
I don't know
when
about
they
that,
get- when
but
did
I
they
watched
hook
it.
The what?
Wait, when did it rope you in,
Who? Me or Deb?
Deb?
Oh, I'll tell you exactly when it roped her in. Because I hear her laughing, and then I hear where she's rewinding it like 5-6 times. Deb, what was it?
I don't know their names. It was a part where they were in the bar, and the guy was like talking to that one at the bar, and then he was like trying to pick her up.
The bartender.
No, it wasn't the bartender. It was the other guy.
And it wasn't.
I don't want to say who he is because we haven't talked about the movie yet.
Say it. They know. They have been warned. It's a spoiler alert.
I don't know his name, but he's the one that ended up being the undercover guy.
Oh yeah, he was Radio Raheem. What's his name? Moore.
Yeah, and he was trying to pick up that one girl, and then she told him something. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that you date Festina and Pamela or something like that.
Right.
That was Dougie.
And yeah, that he was just looking at her like, what?
and she's just laughing away, just laughing and laughing.
Yeah,
I can't remember what he told her back.
Yeah, Freddie Jackson came and picked her up.
But yeah, that's the part where he walked in and he was like, "Is he bothering you?" or something like that. And I rewound that part. I don't know how many times. I was trying to wake up Josh, but he wouldn't wake up. I was like, Josh,
I woke up
listen
enough.
to this. Listen.
I woke up out of my pain medicine and everything enough to hear it. And I'm like, yeah.
It was so funny that I had to stop it because I wanted to get it word for word and write it on my phone so that I could tell Josh in the morning. I don't know why.
Please.
So, let's go into the breakdown of it. The story is set in New York City, revolves around the relationship between two childhood best friends, Joel, played by James Bond III, who was raised by his religious grandmother after both his parents were killed in a car accident, and Kay, Kadeem Hardison, who abandons his religious upbringing and moves to New York to become an actor. Deb, what are you doing over there?
Sorry.
Buffoonery.
Damn it, Deborah. Joel, a minister like his deceased father, Samuel L. Jackson, becomes disillusioned by Christianity and decides to take a trip to New York. That's when he's talking to his Bible. He's like, I'm just going to leave you here on my trip. I didn't realize that the first time that I was watching it through, but I was watching it again today. Which on his trip to visit his friend Kay. See, I thought they were cousins.
Yeah, I did too. That's what I was going to ask. But they keep cousins. Saying they were friends.
So here it's saying they're friends, but I thought they were cousins. So as he's waiting for Joel to show up, Kay goes to a bar and he meets the Temptress, played by Cynthia Bond, who's really a succubus, seeking blood and vengeance against unfaithful men.
Ooh.
You know what? They were cousins because he tells, what's his name? Yeah, she has my cousin right now.
Dougie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tells her that. He tells him that.
And he's got grandma's phone number and everything like that. Oh, yeah. we're jumping to the end. We're jumping to the end. My bad. So her first victim is a bartender. Man, I don't know why I had never heard of this bartender before. This man, the bartender, that's the only name he has, should be everywhere. There should be t-shirts of him. There will be a t-shirt.
Oh, wow.
There will be a t-shirt of the bartender.
Oh.
Because he's on the phone. And he's talking to a girl on the phone. He's like, yeah, well, why don't you just get an abortion? No, it'll be okay. I'll pay for it. And once you drop off the kid, we can kick it again.
Wait, you missed the wrong part. He told her, he said, the check's in the mail. The check will be in the mail.
He says, why don't you go get it done? Send me the bill, and I guarantee you the check will be in the mail.
Wow.
Then he hangs up.
It's an asshole city.
But he hung up and he just said it so cool, like he had said it before, like it was no thing, and it just. And
then he calls another girl.
Yeah.
Right after that, and says, "Hey, is your husband gone? Is he gone already?"
Oh yeah, I've been having this dream where I wear his clothes and I'm Captain Kirk and I go where no man has gone before.
No, that's his fantasy that he wants to do.
What, the dream, fantasy, same thing?
No, he's like, I have this fantasy.
What in the world?
That's the man bear pig from have you
We
heard?
need that. We're gonna need that for tonight.
That's the man bear pig from Prophecy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you seen Prophecy?
You need to see Prophecy, not the one with Christopher Walken, but it's called the Prophecy.
Yeah.
Right?
You need to watch that movie.
Or at least listen to the podcast here on Cast of the Pod
Yeah.
with me, Deborah, and Chuckles.
Okay.
Prophecy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where that sound effect comes from.
And Chuckle says when that bear, the sound when the bear roars, and then the girl screams, and it sounds like me screaming. So that's why when he
Okay.
plays it, I scream.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
I'm good now.
buffoonery.
I understand. We got a little backstory here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll stop right there. We're talking about that she's the succubus, and then Joel's coming out to visit Kay. What do you want to chip in right there?
Well, the bartender, something we got to hit about this bartender, because he gives the classic line, you know, this, what is his name? Terrell Canada Jones or whatever his damn name is or something like that. He's the guy.
John Canada Terrell.
John Canada Terrell is the first bartender. I remember him from a kid. I knew it was him as soon as I saw him on screen, because I used to love that commercial back in the day. He used to do for the soul music commercial. And he said it. I didn't think he was going to say it in the movie, because that was this big line from the commercial. No, my brother, you got to get your own. I mean, and he just rolled it off. I was like, how corny is this going to be? You know? But the way it was hard. She would take these different forms. The first form that she took on him was pretty rough. You know, when she hooked up with him and took him back to her place, he thought he was all in control, but she was in control.
I wonder who said it first. If it was him in this movie. Deborah, you hitting your spring?
I moved the mic. Sorry.
The spring on Deborah's mic arm's going crazy right there, and it's buzzing in my headphones. Sorry about that. I wonder if it was John Canada Terrell that said it first here in this movie, or if it was Scott Steiner. You know what I'm talking about?
No, what?
He calls her a freakazoid.
Wow.
I didn't even think about that.
When they talk about the bed, and he says something about, he goes, "I know you're a freakazoid who wants me to pleasure her," or something like that.
That you know, I would go with big. Well,
1990.
that could have probably where he could have got it from. Honestly, tell the truth, because was he calling for freaks back then? Big Scott Steiner?
The freaks and the
No.
peaks, but he said freakazoids. Yeah, I'm willing to bet I'm just gonna go out here and say that as proof that Death by Temptation gave us all the promos from Scott Steiner.
He's not that ability.
I'm just gonna claim it right now.
Watch this movie all the time when he was at home.
And he was trying to fry them. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet there's a Festina and Pamela promo by Scott Steiner somewhere floating out in the ether.
Oh my God. He could. She just tore him apart. He tried to get away.
See, here's the thing: is she a succubus or is she
Yeah.
a demon?
No, she's a succubus.
She's a succubus, a demon. Demons are succubuses are demons.
The female versions, and the males are the incubus.
Incubus.
Yes.
But, well, I there's no but as in arguing it or anything like that. But so she lures these men home. One of the ones she lures, his name is Norman. And I know they got to do this because it's a movie, but these men that take their wedding ring off at the door of the bar, at the door of the club,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's what you get.
at least on the Uber over there.
Take it off then.
I set up an Uber line for you over there, Deborah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not touching Ubers.
He,
Better not
you
be
know,
taking your ring
because
off.
he was cheap anyway. It was too easy. I mean, you got to be thinking. I don't care what you're saying. Hey, he should have known something was up when she said what his real name was in the pod. He didn't give it to her.
Well, he wasn't thinking with that head. He was thinking with the other one.
No,
And-
man.
and then
That'd
I-
have sobered me up real quick. I was like, I ain't give you my real name.
I like when she's like, "Sure, I like champagne. Bartender, do you have a bottle of Cristal?" And he's like,
He's like, no.
waving his finger. No, 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 no. The bartender's like, "No." She's like, "Do you have a 1972?" He's like, "No, no, no, no." So I'll give it to that bartender, the second bartender, for having guys back like that.
Well, he was good. Well, you know what? She had no power over him because he was a happily married man.
Yeah. So there was no control over it. You know what? Now that I think about it, and me and Deborah talked about it in the car on the way home, did you notice the line that she gives the original bartender, Captain Pro-Choice?
No, I don't remember. What did she tell him?
That's his name from now on, Captain Pro-Choice.
Pro-Choice.
The bartender?
Yeah. She tells him, she's like, "Well, let me get you a drink." He's like, "It's against the house rules. I can't do that right now. I'm on the clock. I can't be drinking here." And she tells him, "Well, why don't you come to my house and let me make you a drink?" She made him a drink. She drank his blood.
Oh my God.
She literally made him a drink.
And she drew in the my rules.
Yeah, my house, my rules.
Whoa. I did not catch that, Josh. That's Death by Temptation. There's so many, little undercuts, Easter eggs here and there. You gotta watch this shit.
And
I did not catch that.
And she wasn't lying. She wasn't like lying what she was gonna do or whatever. She told him straight up.
No.
She's gonna make him a drink.
So now then it goes on after Norman, dude, and Norman was now. I don't know when Assassins came out from the Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I know you know about. No. I know you know about the song, but did you catch the line? When he was like, "Man, woman," he goes, "Look what you did. How am I going to explain this?" And she's like, "What, to your wife? I know about your wife." And he was like,
I give you something, the disease that there is no cure for.
You remember that from Assassins?
Yes, I do remember that from Assassins.
So, is it a reference to the Ghetto Boys song, or did?
I think it might be a reference to the Ghetto Boys song.
Oh, okay.
Or something else like that. That came out around the same time. Around that time that album came out, it had to come out like around that same time that came out. That came out in '90. Assassins came out, I think, like in '88 or '89.
Oh, okay.
So that's where it came from, because she did a number on his ass. I've never been up for one for like, playful with knives and type of like that sex potays like that. That's a little bit out of my range. I'm not into that. Just to let you pod people know.
Cobweb is not into knives.
No, I don't play with knives and all that type of stuff. No. That's not a sexual turn on to me.
February 17th, 1988.
So they got it from.
They got it
Assassins.
first. Nice. So you're learning on Cast of the Pod.
Yeah. And she did him a number on his ass too. I don't even think she gave his ass AIDS. She gave his ass something worse.
And he went to go tie his shoe, and he looked in the mirror, and he had that TLC waterfalls, don't even recognize himself in the mirror no more. Just big bump on his head, the blisters and all that.
Yeah.
But only in the mirror, not in the real world.
Man, he looked like he had like some Ebola spikes or something.
Yeah.
Straight up.
So,
you know what he had? He had that monkeypox. That's what he had. Looked like he had.
So Dougie's there, and Dougie's trying to pick up this one woman, and he's saying that he's a kung fu fighter and he's in movies. And the girl that's directly next to her, she's like, "Well, yesterday he told me he was a surgeon." He's like, "Yeah, I'm a kung fu surgeon."
I think he was like my favorite character.
So was that his plan though, just to not pick up anybody?
Yeah, because he was undercover. He was trying to just.
He was a shitty cop because he talked to everybody except her, and then he
knew it was her.
But then why is he still acting stupid with everybody else?
Because he was watching her. He needed He needed
A reason to be in the bar?
Yes.
A man don't need no reason to be in the bar other than just being in the bar. And
Well,
then
because
eyeballing something.
how would you see somebody that's just sitting in the bar watching people, and then versus somebody who's just, you're like laughing at him because, oh, look at how he's trying to pick up a girl and he's failing.
Yeah, but Deb, here's the thing: why he was a sucky cop. Okay, first of all, he knew how long did it take for people to be coming up missing out this bar that he knew of before he started realizing that that's the succubus. He
How
already
many people-
knew there was a problem with it.
Exactly. How many people did he let die?
Right, good men. Well, they were okay. They were men.
They had some issues.
Right.
And then I don't know how to speak on this politically correct, because we try not to go there. You have been warned in Cast of the Pod. But then there's that one guy that was talking to another guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not here for that, but if you want to buy me a drink, I'm here for conversation. And then the guy looks at him, he's like, and walks away. He's like, bitch. But so it was a guy that's into guys that they were kind of alluding to. And so she hooks up with him, and then here's the thing: are we sure she's a succubus? Because
it's like this. And I was thinking about this. She,
you know where I'm alluding to, right?
Yeah, because she was a succubus, but she gave them what they wanted or took advantage of the situation. Because she told him, "I'm going to give you some." She gave to like, "I'm going to give you something that you better than what you're getting before," or something else like that. You know, because he didn't know what he was doing. You know, when he was trying to have sex with her, that's why he's like, "Am I doing something wrong?" He really didn't know what he was doing. That's why she was like, "You're not doing it right."
Yeah.
And that's when she just flip-flopped him, and man, he said it felt good for a while, but then
she tore him up.
Yeah. He was begging for him to take it. He was begging for her to take it out. Just gonna say that.
Okay. I wasn't the only one that caught it that way. And then she turned like into a wolf or a bat wolf or something.
She was a demon.
No, she turned into the man bear pig. Hit the special effect.
Oh man.
I have a question.
Oh shit.
So she was like after all these men, right?
Right. For food.
For food, right? So I know, like that one night she saw Kay, and they were gonna go back to the house, but then they didn't, and then the cousin showed up, right? Why did she stop going after Kay when the cousin?
Because her whole mission was she was waiting on the cousin. She was there. She lured the cousin, all the way to New York. She had that power because she's been trying to track him down her entire life.
She wanted the dad.
So she was undercover all that time for the cousin. So she's been spending
waiting
time at the bar with the cop.
Well, she was feeding. She was feeding and she was eating, going along with her life, her existence or whatever, and just happened to be in the area where Kay was at, and she knew the connection to Kay. And I mean, she's a demon. She's got power. She'd been following him, and she knew the connection, and she knew sooner or later, I don't know, maybe where they were from, there was something that was keeping her out. Because when Samuel Jackson was preaching,
I think it was the grandma.
Well, grandma came in to save the day. Spoiler alert. But,
thank God.
Yes.
Say grandma.
Thank God for Big Mama.
Yeah. Well, because I think she like never let him out of the house unless to go to.
Except for
to go to church.
Church school.
Yeah, because she was on it. Because he said that she lured him there. She's the reason why he left his Bible behind. She's the reason why she did all that, because that was like his big temptation. That
planted in his mind, in the back of his mind. He didn't know where he was going. He just knew that what he was doing, he didn't want at that time. But here's the thing, though. She started giving Kay the cold shoulder, acting like she didn't know him. like they hadn't spent that time. And Kay had already, that was like his dream girl, because when he was talking to Joel about her, he wasn't what'd they call it with Trump, with the grab, the locker room talk.
Yeah. He talked about her in high respect, or high regard.
Yes, I mean, he you could see that he was dreaming about her when he was talking about her. There was no, and this happened and that happened. I mean, there was like love in his voice. And then next time he sees her, she just acts like he doesn't exist, because Joel's there, and Joel is the pure food, the uncut soul that, you know. While Kay wasn't as bad as all these men that were cheating on their wives and the guys paying for all the abortions and stuff like that, but he wasn't as pure as Joel. So either she was
Joel would be a better Joel is a full course meal.
Yes,
he is a full course meal.
Did you think about that, Deborah?
No, but it makes sense. And now I'm like,
What was your favorite kill in the movie? Deborah told me, and now I agree with her after I finally got to see it. But what was your favorite death kill?
In the entire movie?
Entire movie.
It was Kadeem.
Yep, we both agree. We both agree.
That was dope.
And that was kind of...
I was like, oh, that's awesome, Josh, wake up. And he was snoring. But...
That's also kind of, though, his temptation, his vice,
the TV,
his image for acting.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, he dies by a TV, by his own image in the TV.
Yeah, because the image was the one that was calling him. He was like,
man, that was messed up. That was so messed up. Getting eaten by a TV and then it belches up your freaking intestines.
So after she
right?
she lures in. She's trying to. Where were they from originally? Where was Joel visiting from?
Somewhere in the South.
Mississippi. Wasn't it Louisiana?
Somewhere.
Well, the reason I'm saying that is because she starts seeing Joel, and she's giving the cold shoulder to Kay, and so what do? They call Grandma up. And wherever she's from, she gets there in time to save him.
She had grandma speed, bro. Let me tell you something. If they called my grannies, either one of them, and said I was in trouble, they'd have probably been that fast. About that same time. I'm saying, it's a succubus after my baby. Shit. Come on now.
I know it's just a movie, and I shouldn't be looking that deep into it. Maybe she was already on the way.
She was there the whole time. She was like in the house next door. She rented it out.
She was spying on Joel, looking around phone booths.
Yep.
Right. Remember, it was filmed in the same house, so
she was up in the attic.
Right.
So Joel, this happens in tons of movies, you know, and then again, he was getting twisted in his mind by the succubus. But when your friend for life, your cousin, because depending on where you look at it, some places say they were friends, some places, me and Deborah and Yukon, what we were talking about before this, you know, they're cousins. But they tell you, hey, this is that girl that I was talking to, and now she's acting like she don't know me. You know, I've seen some stuff, and she's bad. And then he's all like, no, I don't believe you. She's the love of my life. She's whatever, blah, 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 blah. I hate that stuff, man.
I hated that bullshit. And let me tell you why that's just like, so that breaks the guy code so much. You know what I'm saying? That's that unwritten guy code. And besides, the only reason why he got any play was because Kadeem Hardison gave him his clothes to wear.
Yep. He did that whole model thing.
Yeah, he didn't have any gear. He was sitting up there coming out in the, you know, like he just came off the, I don't know, man.
Did you catch the scene when after he gets the black and gray suit, the suit that he wears, he puts his foot up right next to him. He goes, I got Jordans on like you, and like rubs his shoe up against Kay's Jordans. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Don't do that.
I'll believe the succubus. I'll believe the Norman looking in the mirror line and all that, but I'm not believing that Kay would just be like, okay, it's fine. You can just rub up on my shoes like that.
First of all, I might let you borrow a couple, man, outfits or a shirt or something, but you ain't wearing my Jordans, dude. That's your problem. You're going to have to go
original threes.
No.
Yeah.
You ain't doing that. No. Mm-mm.
So this is when we find out that Dougie was a undercover police officer all this time, and his department specializes in supernatural.
Yeah, but remember,
NYPD supernatural.
Remember when Kay? Because remember, when Kay found out that she was the succubus, he knew that something was up with her because she didn't cast a reflection.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just saying. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what drove him over there to go talk to him. My man over there. That's when he told him.
And see, that's something else that makes me mad. Hey Joel, she doesn't have a reflection. Oh shit, let's get away.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have been like that right then and there. But you know what? Let me tell you. They had already invited her into the house. So it didn't matter. She could have killed them both right then.
Thinking with the wrong head.
Yep.
And she was already mad because he was trying to block her.
So they go back to the bar. She's at the bar, and they sneak some holy water in her drink.
That was the stupidest shit ever. Wait, that was before the freaking. No, wait, because they went to the what was that one chick that they went to? The soothsayer,
Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo, yeah, when they went to Miss Cleo to get advice. How the hell is this Joker supposed to be some undercover police officer specialist, and he goes to some chick on the side of the street with a palm read for $5 to get advice from?
Well, I mean, she's real. She just happens to have the gimmick just to make some money. But I mean,
she was real.
She could have the gift. She had the knowledge. But I mean, sometimes you got to work the visitors. The what's the word I'm looking for?
The rubes. That
one, and then oh my God, the tourists. You got to work the tourists.
I was like, what are you thinking?
Right.
I'm all sitting here myself thinking about, downtown San Antonio, all those people on the way with their cameras looking at the Alamo. It's like, yes, it's a building made out of some rocks. Ain't nothing in there. Don't go in there.
Right.
You ever been to the Alamo?
No.
There's the history of it and what it means. It is the focus point of the San Antonio flag. But you walk into the Alamo and you're like,
this is it.
Oh, okay. And
you're like, where's the basement?
I've only been to Texas once in my life. I've never seen the Alamo.
And then the security guard's like, you can't take pictures. I'm like, I'm not trying to take pictures, man. Ain't nothing to take pictures of.
And then we're like, point to the other side, and he looks, and then we take a picture.
Shh.
Man. Right. Because, girl, she gave the suit, Madam whatever her name is, because she gave him her name of the demon. And that's when all hell broke loose.
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, she said the name of the demon. And that's when she felt that they were talking about her, and that's when she said she's out to get them.
So
then and there.
I remember that part, but I don't remember what her name was.
The card, it was Madame Sonia was the fortune teller, but I don't see the succubus's name.
Yeah, he said that's what their name was. They said it in there. That's when they said it.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
Because I remember Kadeem Hardison, they was like, tell her like what we got to do, just take the heart out when it's still beating and dip it in holy water and then bury it somewhere else. And he was like, we got to do all that shit. Wait, that's a lot of work.
I'm sorry, Joel's gonna die.
Right. We got to take the heart out, put it in holy water while it's still beating, burn the body, take the teeth out. Too much work.
Was that a day shift comment?
Yes.
Taking the teeth out.
Taking the teeth out.
Okay, so after he doesn't believe Kay about any of this stuff, right? That's when Kay calls Grandma. And so Kay and Dougie go back to the bar. That's when they spike with the holy water into the drink.
That was funny.
And so they run out of the bar, and Kay's car is gone. And
Like,
then the plan falls apart, and they just
No,
split up.
my friend.
Uh-oh.
No, the plan fell apart a long time ago.
Time before.
When they were standing outside, the plan fell apart. Okay.
when they started the plan.
Right, when they were sitting up there saying, you know what, he's gonna sip her that holy water, when she gonna be in there slurping, gobbling up some jizz, spitting all over the place. And he's like, he's like, okay, you got the rope? Yeah, I got it. It's in my car. Okay, you got that? We good? Yeah. Then as soon as they go in there, she's all on the floor, throwing up, doing all that shit. Kadeem Hardison starts panicking. Everything else, he's like rolling his head. He don't know what's going on. It was a straight shit show.
So let me ask you, because I don't remember. When Dougie gets in the car and there's a demon in the car, is that the succubus? Or is that another demon?
I thought that was another demon.
Working for her.
Yes. But you know what demon that was?
What?
That was the incubus.
Right.
No, not the succubus, the incubus.
The
that was in
male
the car.
version, right.
Yes.
What are you talking about? I don't remember this part.
When Dougie gets in, because when they split up, when Kay and Dougie split up, this is how Dougie dies.
Oh, okay.
So Grandma kills the succubus.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No, he killed him. No, Grandma didn't kill him. She came to help.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
But he killed her. He killed her.
Right.
He killed her.
So Joel, he doesn't live happily ever after. Do you think?
No, he doesn't. He's got to deal with this over his head all the time. He said that. He said, I know that I'll meet her again.
Well, here's the thing, though. He keeps on having that reoccurring nightmare where he's getting chased through the streets of New York.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it a nightmare, or is he really getting chased through New York? Because this is where we see, even though Kay died in the TV, Dougie got in the car. This is when they drive up to the bar. Kay is now the driver. Somebody steps out of the back of the car, goes in there, and then he says, this is when we see is Dougie. He says the same line that she said at the beginning of the movie. When the bartender goes to light her cigarette, she says, next time you use a lighter, it'll burn longer. So at the end of the movie, was it the bartender? Who went to the light? But he says the same line.
Yes, they did say the same line.
So is he possessed by the incubus that killed him, or is he another just completely different incubus?
I don't know. Maybe that incubus did possess him, because the succubus was the female, but that was the incubus. I guess. I don't know the whole bus terminology or how that shit works.
I was thinking maybe because she died, she had to live on somehow, or they had to have a new one. So it was like he took over.
I don't know.
And maybe the one that was in her car, maybe he was like how Kate was for Dougie. Like he was just like her helper or something, like her
familiar type.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this movie in Sweden was marketed as Vampire in Brooklyn 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense.
Yeah, makes no sense at all.
It makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
And where was this?
Sweden.
That's because Kadeem Hardison had teeth like a vampire in it. Like he did in Vampire in Brooklyn. So they're thinking it's like part 2.
Part 2.
Right. Just because he has vampire teeth in this movie and the other one.
Makes no sense whatsoever. That's just his teeth.
And he showed his teeth at the end.
Yeah.
And he smiled.
Yeah. He turned into a vampire. That junk was crazy, man. I don't know how I missed this movie. I don't know how I missed this movie when it came out. It's just,
There was no marketing put into it. I know it says that it made like $54,000 in 11 showings the first month or something like that, but it ended up making like $2 million.
That's pretty bad.
But
that's 1990 money.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's 1990 money, but then at the same time, you know they save money if everybody knew everybody. There was only one producer, Lawrence Fishburne's, offering up his house and all that. So $2 million on however much they invested into it, that's got to be a decent return.
Yeah, it's not like they spent a lot of money on special effects. It's just changing light.
And corn
when
syrup,
she did turn into that demon, that shit did get pretty wild.
Is right here on. I don't know if you can see it in the bottom of the screen in the center. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
And see this, and then next to our Cast of the Pod logo, you'll see the later used after Samuel Jackson got more famouser when they put him on the cover, because he wasn't originally on the cover. It was just Kadeem and the succubus on the original cover.
Yeah. Because Samuel wasn't that much in it, but he was in there. We didn't touch about that. The whole thing, how that succubus killed him a long time ago when he was a kid. It killed Samuel L. Jackson was pretty screwed up.
As Joel's parents. Now,
yes.
the thing is, though, because he was preaching in church, and Joel was in the pew, and nobody else was in there except Samuel Jackson, Joel, and then the succubus was in the back of the church. Then she was in the middle of the church, and then she was right there touching Joel's shoulders.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, mom and dad are driving, and mom's like, "There's a woman in the road," and Samuel Jackson just like guns it. And at the last second, she pulls the steering wheel out, and that's when they crash and die. So did the succubus get to feed off of Samuel Jackson, or is that why she wanted Joel so much, because she never got that bloodline?
I don't know. She probably could never get Samuel L. Jackson. Straight up, because he was a married man and he was happy with his wife.
What were you gonna say, Deb?
I was thinking maybe that was what I was saying. Maybe she didn't get him, so that's why she wanted Joel.
Yeah.
Or maybe she did get him and she just liked it too much and she wanted more.
She liked it.
She liked it a little bit. Yeah, that's what, Deb. That's what happens all the time.
So
she couldn't get enough.
Couldn't get enough.
Let me bust the calculator out, so we can give our score rating. Who's going first?
I give it a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
All right. Cobweb
7.
plus 7. I'm gonna have to give it a 5. Just right there in the middle. I guess the more we talk about it, the more I'm starting to like it, though.
Yeah, because at first I was like,
I was gonna give it a 3, to be honest with you.
Wow, you didn't like it at all?
It put me to sleep twice.
Wow.
I liked it. I don't know if I'll watch it. I don't know if I'll, maybe one more time. I'll watch it one more time. But I won't be like, hey, I feel like watching this movie.
Well, I'll tell you, the first time we tried to watch it, I was already medicated, and then I couldn't get past the very 90s look of it, the very 90s feel of it. And the second time, I was just tired, just done from work.
See, I grew up watching all these characters, their shows and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I know this actor. Oh, I know this actor. I know that actor. I was like, wait a minute, how did they get all these actors in here that are pretty good in this movie I've never heard of? The cast was a good cast.
Yeah, it was a good cast, and I agree. Like, I don't know, like how Josh is saying. Like, the more we're talking about it, the more I'm like, okay, maybe I was too. I don't know.
I knew Kadeem from Different World. And then there's Samuel Jackson. And then Bill Nunn, I never knew his name, but you know his face. You've seen him in like everything. And well, not everything, but tons of things. So those were the only 3 names that I knew. I started watching some other reviews online and all that, and everybody's talking about James Bond III, James Bond III. Like, everybody knew who he was, and this is all he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people were saying it just because his name's James Bond.
Yeah, I saw something up said, is he related to James Bond, the real James Bond? Right. I was like, come on now. All right, because that's all he's only done this one movie. Him and his wife did it together, and they did it with a bunch of their actor friends that they went to college with. And they used Lawrence Fishburne's house to do it. And he wasn't even in the movie because he was out doing Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Having a whole bunch of buffoonery.
A whole bunch of buffoonery.
You know what
That's
we did?
right.
You know what we didn't do though, right?
We didn't record.
No, we recorded.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say.
I didn't get the total for our score.
Oh.
So the movie Death by Temptation, the 1990 film. For Cast of the Pod, we give it a group rating of 6. It's not bad. It's better than average. 5
That's
being
about
average.
right. I can live with that. I mean, it was low. It was low budget. Let's get real.
Now, if we were gonna go by just kills and we only went by K's TV kill, I'd give this movie a 9.
I'd give it a 10. Because I love the kill.
That was a good kill.
It was a very Freddy Krueger-ish.
Mm-hmm. I think that's got to be ranked because I've never seen one like that before. That was pretty dope, like that at the time.
And when I saw it, it made me clap. And I was like, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
But Josh didn't wake up.
I blame it on the medication.
It's all good, Josh.
But you still
We all
got to
have
see
our highs
it,
and
so
lows.
you still got to see it. So that's good.
Yeah, you saw Death by Temptation. I would recommend it. It's a good one.
It took me 32 years to see it.
Yeah, right. No wonder why. It's a 32-year-old movie. Now it's just not catching on to me. Coming up to you, hey, you seen that movie Death by Temptation? What?
What other movies came out in 1990? Let's find that out real quick.
Oh God.
Total Recall.
No, that didn't make any money.
For a big surprise.
Predator 2.
That didn't make any money.
It.
That was
The
like
original-
the longest movie. It was like
It was
The
a TV.
original It?
The original It. 1990.
the original.
Tremors. Edward Scissorhands.
Yay!
Arachnophobia.
That was
Darkman.
good.
Darkman.
Darkman was alright.
Child's Play 2.
That was dope.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That was good too.
Is that the one that we saw? Well, that we weren't.
There were some good movies in 1990. Not that many big.
That was not the one. Flatliners. Back to the Future 3. Gremlins 2.
Man, these are all great movies
Misery. RoboCop 2. This is why we didn't hear the movie back then.
because of all these movies.
It was buried underneath all this stuff. You said, and you just glanced over Flatliners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even the remake of that was pretty good too. Die Hard 2. Never-Ending Story 2. Oh, here we go. Jacob's Ladder.
You know, I've never seen that one.
What?
I've never seen Jacob's Ladder.
What? What kind of buffoonery is this?
Don't, bro. Don't fuel her. Don't. No, please.
We need to have a
No, we don't.
a magic word every episode.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. Cause
Oh snap! Oh.
Look at these two other movies. This is why we hadn't heard of Death by Temptation. These movies also came out in 1990. You ready for this?
Okay.
Ghost. Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore,
Yep.
and this movie right here. Ernest Goes to Jail.
Oh, that's why.
Yep.
Yep.
That one takes over everything
Yep.
in the 90s.
Oh, and then here's one other thing. Lambada, The Forbidden Dance.
Really?
Yeah,
That came out
1990.
in 1990.
Yep. I feel bad because I actually saw Lambada, the Forbidden Dance.
What did it seem like it should have been forbidden, or just should the movie should have been
The
forbidden?
movie should have been forbidden. But I mean, if I saw that movie,
And you didn't see Death by Temptation.
I would have much rather had Death by Temptation take the place of Lambada.
The age of VHS.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, hey,
Well,
you know what?
What you got?
I got some
Timeout.
timeout.
Flag on
Right
the play.
back. Flag on the play. Hit the flag on the play.
I don't know where my
Right
flag's at. What the hell?
I'm back.
Uh-huh. I know what
You
it
don't
is. Deb don't know. Deb don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, here we go. Is this thing on?
Yes, we're still on. We're still on.
Oh, okay.
You brought the good knife out too.
Yeah, steak knife. Don't let the wife know that I took that. What are you doing, my steak knife?
Wow! That's awesome!
I still ain't got my shirt yet.
Thor
check
and
the tracking
24.
How's it look up close?
It looks awesome.
It's not pixelated or anything?
Oh no, it looks great. The pop people are gonna love it. Buy a bunch of them. You guys are gonna. It's gonna be worth so much money in the future. Here it is in the future.
Not right now, though.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that it's very limited edition. Right now it's a limited edition of one.
Right. I've got that one.
That's one
Okay.
of one right now.
One of one right now. You know, vote for Thor and 24. If you guys know, you know, the pop people know what this is about. You know, this is our first merch with the dream team I've come up with. That's nice.
I want to buy one to take to work and put it in the cabinet in the break room.
Just to see who steals it.
Yeah, just to see like people are like, who's Thor? Why are we voting for him?
And 24.
Listen to Cast of the Pod. You know.
All right, when my shirt comes in, then we'll order you a coffee mug.
Okay.
I know. It's a nice mug. All right, our first merch. The sales are going through the roof, so they better hurry up and get these before they sell out.
Yes.
All right. Because we still got to come up with the new one. What's the new one for this week's?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen. Well, when I edit and all that, I still got to listen to the whole pod again. I'll write it down. There was still one for the last one we recorded, something like nothing don't matter about the butt or some shit like that.
Yeah, don't. That's right. We got to go back. We got to remember this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you guys got these pod people. You guys got to start putting in your requests.
Yeah.
You know, letting us know. You know, so that we can make sure that we get this merch made out for you guys as soon as possible. Because I mean, these shows are awesome. I mean, every single time that I come across somebody, they're like stopping me on the street. Hey, you're that guy from Cast of the Pod. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's me. You know? I mean, it is my wife stopping me, so that's about it.
Okay, that's one person.
Right. I was
Next
like, come
year
around the
it'll be like
corner,
two
act
more
like you've
people.
never seen me before, and I'm a superstar. Can you do that?
That way other people see.
Right. You know,
They
it's like, he
react.
must be important.
So
She's
they're
asking for his autograph. Wow, can I get one too?
Yeah.
you know, people would do that.
Yeah.
One time we stood in a corner. It was me and Josh and a couple of friends, and we were talking, pretending to talk. And then Josh turned around and pointed to the sky, and then we were all looking like, "What are you doing?" And then we started looking, and then like people were walking by, and they were looking up too.
Like 10 people were looking for what I was pointing at. I wasn't even saying like, "Oh my God, what is that?"
He
Or
was
what
just
is that?
pointing.
Just pointing at the sky. People were stopping up, just like looking up. A couple people pointing to nothing.
No.
All right, so that was this week's episode of Cast of the Pod. We talked about death. I was gonna say death of the Temptations. No, death by temptation. So was it? I gotta go back now and hear what her name was because I want to call her Temptation.
Right. And if anybody's looking for this movie, don't think that it's like death. This is DEF by
Yeah,
Temptation.
Death.
Like Def Jam.
Right. That's how hardcore this is.
Death by
And you know we didn't even talk about it.
What?
You know who distributed this movie, right?
Oh, no.
Trauma Films, Lloyd Kaufman, the same people that did like Toxic Avenger, Sergeant Kabuki Man, Romeo and Juliet.
This is right up his alley.
Yep.
And this movie is not very trauma-like.
It's not. When we first started the movie and it has his name on there, I was like, what? This is a trauma movie?
And it had the trauma intro and everything like that. I was like, wait a minute. So,
I was like, well, it's a trauma film.
Lloyd Kaufman believed in this movie enough to distribute it.
Yep.
But we just didn't pick it up because we were all watching, Misery.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Misery.
Ghost.
And Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost is a good movie.
Sure.
It is.
Sure.
Patrick Swayze.
If it wasn't for the
Demi Moore.
if it wasn't for the Isley brothers, nobody would have seen that movie.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Josh, do not say anything bad about the great Patrick Swayze, okay?
Exactly.
Speaking of which, they're redoing Roadhouse. They're redoing.
Why do they gotta remake everything?
Because ain't nobody has any ideas anymore.
Well, they need to start making up their own ideas. I don't want to see remakes.
Well, how do you know that?
Because I'm happy with the old ones.
But like Scarface was a remake.
But I never
Tony
saw
Montana.
the original one, so it's not a remake.
Oh, so it doesn't count, right?
No, it's not.
So you know who's gonna play the
Wait. Okay, hold up. You're not gonna get me on two of these today, Josh. Okay.
Scarface is a remake from like the 40s of an Irish immigrant. He wasn't Puerto Rican like Tony Montana was.
He wasn't Puerto Rican either.
What
he
was
a Cuban. He was a Cuban.
My
Yeah,
bad.
he wasn't
Cuban
Puerto
B.
Rican.
He's Cuban B. Yeah.
You started making me think. I was like, Puerto Rican.
Well, that's the other Scarface, the third one.
Right, you're talking about the Scarface from Half Baked.
I'm not
Cuban
Mexican.
B.
I'm Cuban B.
Yes, Cuban B.
Cuban B.
Rest in peace. Oh, what was his name?
Oh, who played Samson Simpson?
Yes.
Yes.
You want to know his real name? Is that what you're asking?
We don't need it for Cast of the Pod right now, but I was just saying
Right,
rest in peace.
we're trying to get out of here, man. But you just
See, don't get me going.
Yes, Cuban B.
See, one thing is I've seen tons of movies. Another thing is I think I've seen tons of movies, even if I haven't. And then, even more than the movies that I have seen and the movies that I think that I have seen, I've forgotten. And then I'm just like, what's that movie? The one with that guy in it that does that thing?
You know that thing
That
with the
movie.
thing.
And at the end, the good guy wins.
right. They all start forming together.
That's what it's like talking to me all the time. It's just like, the thing with stuff. And, but you can't do that for Death by Temptation. Because how many people get sucked into their TVs?
None.
How many people get...
Poltergeist?
Why are you going to start shit, Deborah?
God damn it. Give it there, Deborah.
And just like that, we're done. It's over. Today's episode, done.
Flag on the plate.
Cast of the pod for all the social medias. Old Married Gamer.
I'm sorry.
DEB Mrs. OMG. Cobweb 411 for our social medias. And we're done. Deborah just killed it. I don't want to talk anymore.
Was
Done.
Mike Kill just as good as Kay's Kill?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
part two.